Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. This is the NEXBIT Robin. This is the full unorthodox review, meaning I'm not going to have this in hand with a camera over my top and just going along and showing you a bunch of things on this device. I'm not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to talk about a couple negatives, and the negatives are just, they're very small, minimal, and they're not deal breakers. And then I'm going to talk about what I like of the device. Okay, so while watching this review, you can decide whether you want to pick up this device or not. I got it for 300 bucks. I don't know if it's back to 400 yet off Amazon. Something you might want to check out. Now, my review is just a piece of the puzzle when you come into making a decision whether you want to pick up a device or not. I would still watch other reviews, and I would still read reviews on this device. So with that being said, remember, I'm just a piece of that puzzle, and all this information is based on my daily use on this device as a daily driver. This is based off my opinion. Okay? Two negatives would be the front-facing speakers are wonderful. They sound very nice. Now, I noticed on a couple songs in one movie with the bass, it made a little bit of some crackling, little gurgling. It was very light and very faint. But what I noticed is that I had the volume all the way up. And when I clicked down on the volume one notch, so like going from 10 to 9, 10 being full volume, and I went down to 9, one notch, that went away on that movie and a couple songs. I haven't had any other issues with anything else, which is odd. But I've been reading a little bit on that, and the software update that NEXBIT put out fixed a few issues on this device that are fixed. And it was supposed to fix that audio crackling sound on these speakers. Now, it has, but they said that obviously there's some people reporting that it didn't fully fix that. So they're working on another software update to fully fix that when you have the volume all the way up, if that makes sense. Okay, so again, I went down one notch and there was no issues. And really, 8, 9, and 10 all sound the same. If you go by 1 to 10, 10 being full volume, 8, 9, and 10 sound exactly the same. So take it down a couple notches and you're fine. So again, it's not a deal breaker because it was very, it was only through a couple songs that I noticed it, and it had a lot of bass in one of my movies during these explosions. And I've watched a lot of sci-fi, and with the other movies, it didn't do that. So it was just kind of odd that it would just do it randomly like that, but not a deal breaker. I wanted to spend a little time on that so you understand that I thoroughly gave you a description on what happened, because it's not a deal breaker whatsoever. The other issue is when it's plugged in and charging, fast charge 2.0 USB Type-C. So utilize that, because I'll talk about the battery in just a sec. While it's charging, if you're doing stuff on the device, it tends to heat up really nice and hot. So if you're going to charge it, set the device down and let it charge for about 15, 20, 30 minutes. You'll get a nice charge on it. You get a lot of juice in there, okay? And then you can continue doing what you're doing. I tend to edit a lot of my videos and upload my videos through the YouTube app here on my devices. I have editing tools that literally, I don't use my computer. I do it on my cell phone devices, okay? So if I'm doing that and it's plugged in, it's going to overheat. You know, it's plugged in, it's sending that juice through, and it's trying to, you know, pump it in there. And it's already tends to be warm. My S7 Edge gets a little warm when it does that. My Nexus 6P gets a little warm when it does that. And I'm talking a little warm, but because, I don't know, this is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 808. I don't know why it does that, but all I know is that once I unplugged it and I noticed it was really hot, after about 2-3 minutes, it started to cool down. So that's the fix. It's easy. It's not a deal breaker. It's no big deal. I just want you to know that if you pick up your device while it's charging and you're gaming on it and you're like, whoa, that is hot. Oh my gosh. And it feels like it's going to explode. Well, unplug it, leave it alone for a few minutes. You're going to notice that the temperature goes down, or just leave it alone, let it charge, stop gaming, go back to it. And you'll notice that your device will work just fine. The NEXBIT Robin will do just fine. Those are just two areas I just really wanted you to know about, and it's fair for you to know that, okay? So with that put aside, are those deal breakers? No, they're not, because there's ways around that. With the volume, you go down one notch and you're fine. Again, NEXBIT is on that. They promise to give software updates and fix any issues that are on this device. The camera works great. It's fast. I've put up a video on some pics. I put up a front-facing vid, a back vid, and I've gotten some good response. Is it the best? No. Is it very good? Yes. Underline very good. Yes. Compared to the LG Nexus 5X? No. Still a better device than the LG Nexus 5X. Okay? Moto X? Around the same price? Yeah, I still would pick this up because I like the experience on this device better. It's smoother. There's no lag whatsoever. In 1 week, I've had no lag, no stutter. And the IPS display, this 1080p display, is better than the Moto X. Again, all this is my opinion, you guys. The IPS display, better than the Moto X. It's better than the LG Nexus 5X. It's got 100 gigs of storage. It doesn't have an SD card slot, but neither did the LG Nexus 5X. Moto X does, but you still have that 100 gigs of extra storage up here. So those are the two devices I'm comparing it to, because that's sort of where I see this device sitting in between those two devices. And if I had to choose, and I paid $300, I would pick this device up just because the simplicity of using this device, the gorgeous IPS display, the speakers are great. They're not as good as the Moto X, but again, simplicity. My media experience, and I'm a media guy, is better on this device for me than it was on the Moto X, and it's better than the LG Nexus 5X that I had in hand as well. All my opinion. If you have those devices and you love them and you're thinking I'm judging those, no, I'm not. But you would have to have this in hand to judge it against those two devices to see what I'm talking about. And then you could make your own decision on what you think, okay? I love the speakers on here. Again, that random little on one of those videos that I watched and a couple songs, that's an easy fix. Go down one notch, and then NEXBIT will be working on it again. I know I just repeated that again, but I just need you to know that. 13 megapixel, 5 megapixel on the front. Great cameras, great video, love it. Aesthetically, the design is beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's a great conversation starter, and I had that happen to me, like I said in the beginning of the video yesterday. So yeah, I was able to share a lot about this gorgeous device. Again, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 808 underneath here is powerful, no lag, no stutter, works great every single day. I've had no issues. Let's jump into the battery. Could that have been a negative? Maybe 3 to 3.5 hours screen on time with heavy use. Not really, because it's got that USB Type-C 2.0 fast charge. Okay, I already said that, what, a few minutes ago. Utilize 2.0 fast charge. I got fast charge in my car. I got it here at home. I got it at work. So all I have to do is, if it gets down to 20%, plug it in for 15, 20 minutes, and the juice that I'm going to get at that point is going to finish my day out with the NEXBIT Robin. Yeah. Is it better battery life than the LG Nexus 5X? It sure is. Is it better battery life than the Moto X? It's right there. Okay? Doesn't have wireless charging, but who cares? 2.0 fast charge. Those are not the things that I worry about. I like wireless charging. My S7 Edge has wireless charging. I like that. I'm able to use my new little J-Tech pad here to charge up my S7 Edge and my Nexus 6, not the 6P or this device, but if it has fast charge, utilize fast charge. Okay, that's what that's there for. There's sacrifices in a $400, $300 device. There are sacrifices. That's a given. Don't judge this device against the HTC 10 or the LG G5 or the Galaxy S7 Edge. You can't do that. For the price and what you're getting and what I've had in hand, I would pick this over the LG Nexus 5X and the Moto X. That's just me, but I still think the Moto X was way overpriced. So, and that's a whole nother conversation. So there you go, you guys. That's the basics. It's a great looking device. It's strong. It feels great in hand. It's not too big. It's not too small. The sound quality is great. The cameras are very good. Battery life is good at the best, but it's even better with Fast Charge 2.0. I love the USB Type-C technology here. The cloud storage works sufficiently and efficiently. It is what it is. You got a 32 gig variant that leaves you with 26 gigs that you can use because it's got the pre-installed apps, plus the 100 gigs of cloud storage that's way up here. You got 126 total to use, okay? So you don't need the SD card slot. It's learning to use something different and unique. That's what it is, okay? The functionality of this device is just smooth, and it's just sexy in that sense. It's a pretty simple device, and that's why also I would pick it over the other couple devices, especially the one, the simplicity. It's almost pure stock Android. NEXBIT is barely here, okay? The NEXBIT software, the UI is barely there. This is basically almost stock Android. I love it. I'm going to show you something, see if you can see that. The apps up here are grayed out, meaning that the device already notices that those apps haven't been in use for quite a while, so it grays them out. It basically doesn't uninstall them, but it sort of kills them off, leaving their image there in gray, and it uses that space and frees it up so I can use that space for other apps. Now, all I have to do is tap on one of those apps, and it throws up a little cloud notification icon up top of that notification bar area there. Just tap it, and that little cloud will have a little arrow down, meaning it's re-downloading that app. Pretty cool. The device knows this. It's not going to take any app out of here or basically kill it for a period of time that it knows I'm using a lot of. Okay, it's only going to touch the ones that you aren't using. Okay, so with that being said, I love that because it gives me more space to use for other apps. Very cool. Call quality, T-Mobile, thumbs up. 4G LTE here locally, Portland, Oregon, Gresham, Oregon. Call quality is awesome. I can hear very well. They can hear me very well. I always ask this with people that I talk to on the phone because I always tell them I got a new phone. They're like, why? Why are you asking me? Well, it's because it's a new phone and I need to know just so I can use it in my review process, right? Messaging, video messaging, fast. Social media, fast. I've had no issues, you guys. Those got to be important, okay? Phone quality, phone call quality, and messaging got to be very important, along with battery life in there. Let me play a song here so you can hear a little bit of the speakers.
How long are you standing for?
I'll be in the bar for the rest of the week.
Sound good, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You get a little jiggy to that. Thumbs up, baby. Okay, so basically, there you go. See? No issues. So, anyway, you guys, that's my full review. If there's anything I left out, and I might have purposely left a few things out. Why? Because it's a conversation starter. So I can get some feedback, some comments from you, the team, myproject13, and if you're new to the channel, leave some response. Love to talk to you about this or anything. You know what? Even though this video is the full review on the NEXBIT Robin, doesn't mean you can't talk about anything else. I'm willing to talk about anything, okay? Yeah, view, subscribe, share on your social media. Thumbs up would be nice. I appreciate your time. I seriously do. The NEXBIT Robin, something to consider. Okay, I like it. My opinion says buy it if you want to try it out. It's a great, great, sexy looking, unique device. Again, the NEXBIT Robin. I'm out. This is myproject13. God bless. Till my next vid. Peace.